Imagine, if you will, a small, idyllic town that holds a terrifying secret. Nestled in the heart of a forgotten valley, this town is a picture of tranquility. Its quaint houses, the vibrant wildflowers that sway in the gentle breeze, the old church standing tall and proud, everything about it whispers of peace and simplicity. But beneath this veneer of serenity, a chill runs deep. The townsfolk go about their daily lives with a sense of unease, a feeling of being watched, a fear they dare not speak of. It's a fear that has its roots tangled in the annals of the town's history, a fear that has been passed down from generation to generation. It's an invisible terror, a dread that's as old as the town itself. The children, they play in the parks, their laughter echoing through the streets, but even they are not untouched by this unseen terror. Their games often halt abruptly, their innocent faces turning pale, their laughter dying in their throats as they glance fearfully at the ominous shadows that stretch across the town as the sun begins to set. The adults, they smile and chat, but their eyes hold a different story. The joviality is merely a facade, a means to distract themselves from the ever-present fear. They've heard the tales, the whispers of the ghostly figures that haunt the town when the moon takes over the sky, the chilling cries that echo through the silent night. And the elderly, they sit on their porches, their gazes distant, their hearts heavy with the memories of the past. They know the truth, they've lived it. They've seen the terror that hides in the shadows, the horror that's woven into the very fabric of the town. But as night falls, the terror that lurks in the shadows begins to stir. The town, once a beacon of peace, becomes a playground for the unseen terror. A terror that leaves no corner untouched, a terror that no one can escape. As the darkness descends, the idyllic town transforms into a place of unspeakable horror, holding its breath until dawn breaks once again. As darkness engulfs the town, strange and inexplicable events begin to unfold. The once bustling streets lay deserted, bathed in an eerie glow from the scant street lamps. The moon, a mere sliver in the sky, casts long, ominous shadows that seem to dance and flicker like a creature with a life of its own. In the quiet of the night, if one listens closely, they might hear the faintest of whispers. Voices, barely audible, carried on the wind, tell stories of sorrow and despair, chilling the very air around. It is as though the night itself speaks in hushed tones, narrating tales of the unseen and the unknown. Within the confines of the town's homes, objects take on a life of their own. A child's toy, left forgotten in a corner, suddenly springs to life, its cheerful tune now a haunting melody. Doors creak open, despite being firmly locked, chairs slide across the room, seemingly of their own accord. The air turns cold, and the once comforting confines of home now seem alien and hostile. The tension in the town escalates. Residents huddle together, their eyes wide with fear, their hearts pounding in their chests. Children clutch their blankets tighter, their innocent faces etched with terror. The elderly whisper prayers, their trembling hands clutching at their rosaries. The once cheerful and lively town now holds its breath, as each resident waits, frozen in a state of terror, for the unknown. And then, the unthinkable happens. A scream pierces the silence of the night. It's a cry of pure terror, raw and primal. It echoes through the deserted streets, bouncing off the walls of the houses, sending a shiver down the spines of those who hear it. The haunting has begun. The town, once a haven of peace and tranquility, is now a playground for the unseen terror. And then the screams begin. In the dead of the night, a spectral figure appears, sending chills down the spine of anyone who dares to look. Our tale now takes a spine-chilling turn as we delve into the heart of the haunting. The figure, a ghostly apparition, is a sight to behold, a terrifying phantom that pervades the stillness of the night. This spectral figure is no ordinary ghost. It is a presence that carries an aura of sorrow and fear so potent that it's tangible even in the pitch darkness. Its form, while ethereal, is undeniably human, a shadowy silhouette that drifts aimlessly through the town. The sight alone is enough to freeze the blood in your veins, but it's the figure's actions that truly inspire terror. This apparition is not merely content to exist, it seems to be on a relentless search, a ceaseless hunt for something, or someone. It moves with a purpose, a spectral predator in the night. This perception of purpose is what adds a whole new layer of horror to its presence. It's not just a random haunting, there is a method to the madness, a motive behind the fear it instills. The terror reaches its peak when the figure lets out a haunting cry. It's a sound that pierces the silence of the night, a chilling wail that echoes throughout the town. It's a cry of despair, of longing, of a pain so deep it transcends the physical realm. It leaves the listener frozen in place, the sorrow-laden sound lingering long after it has ceased. The chilling presence of this spectral figure has now become an inescapable reality for the town. It's a reality that is as terrifying as it is baffling. The apparition's cries ring out night after night, its spectral form a constant reminder of the haunting that has gripped the town. But who is this apparition and why is it here? As the haunting continues, these questions hang heavily in the air, unanswered. But perhaps, in the darkness of the night, the answers are closer than one might think. To understand the present, we must delve into the town's tragic past. In the heart of the town, there lies a story, a tale so dark and tragic it's etched into the very soul of the place. Many years ago, this quaint little town was not the peaceful haven it appears to be today. It was a place of sorrow, of despair, and of a haunting mystery that has never been solved. Our tale begins with a young woman, the daughter of the town's baker. A woman of unparalleled beauty and grace. Her charm was such that she was the town's sweetheart, loved and adored by all. But beneath her radiant smile lay a secret that would soon unleash a chain of events that would forever change the town. One fateful night, under the cloak of darkness, she vanished without a trace. Her disappearance sent shockwaves through the town, search parties were dispatched, and the townsfolk prayed for her safe return. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, but there was no sign of the baker's daughter. The town was plunged into an abyss of despair and uncertainty. Then, exactly 1 year after her disappearance, a spectral figure started to be seen around the town. A figure that bore an uncanny resemblance to the lost daughter. It was as if she had returned not in flesh and bone but as a ghostly apparition. This spectral figure, this ghostly reminder of the town's tragic past, has been haunting the town ever since. As we peel back the layers of this story, we see a town that is forever scarred by its past. A past that refuses to be forgotten. The spectral figure is a reminder of the tragedy that befell the town, a tragedy that is now woven into the very fabric of its existence. But why has she returned? What is the spectral figure seeking? Is it revenge, justice, or perhaps something else entirely? The answers to these questions remain shrouded in mystery, adding to the horror and intrigue that surrounds this town. And now, the past has come back to haunt them. In the chilling climax, the town's terrifying secret is finally revealed. The spectral figure that had been haunting the town was not just a figment of the imagination, but a grim reminder of the town's dark past. The figure was none other than the town's founder, a woman of immense power and influence who was accused of dark magic and put to death by her own people. Her spirit, unable to find peace, was bound to the town, forever seeking vengeance for her unjust demise. The spectral figure was not just a source of fear, but a symbol of the town's guilt and remorse. The town's residents, living in the shadow of their ancestors' actions, were forced to confront the reality of their history. As the story unfolds, the horror reaches a crescendo. The spectral figure, once a source of fear, becomes a source of understanding. The residents, once terrified, begin to feel a sense of empathy for the spectral figure. They realize that their fear was not just of the apparition, but of the dark past that they had inherited. The revelation sends shockwaves through the town. The residents are left to grapple with the truth of their ancestry and the haunting reminder of their town's past. They must now live with the knowledge of their history, a history marked by fear, guilt, and remorse. The spectral figure, once a symbol of terror, becomes a symbol of the town's past, a past that cannot be forgotten, a past that will forever haunt the town. The residents are left to live with their fear, haunted by the spectral figure, a constant reminder of their town's dark past. In the face of this revelation, the town's residents are forced to confront their fear. They must learn to live with their past, to understand it, and to learn from it. They must find a way to reconcile with their history, to find peace in the face of their fear. In the end, the town's residents are left to live with their fear, forever haunted by the terror that stalks their town. They are left to confront their past, to understand it, and to move forward, forever marked by the spectral figure, the embodiment of their town's dark past.